The Anatomy of a Car Crash. Welcome to episode 33 of Throwing Your Parents Under the Bus podcast. I'm Jane Ubel, and on today's podcast, we are going to start with telling you about one of our students who signed up for our driver ed course this summer, but before he was able to start the course, was in a horrendous T-bone crash with his three siblings, his mother, and his grandmother. With me today, of course, is veteran crash investigator and driver safety expert and storyteller, Mike Peel, as well as keeper of our enrichments and creator of our social media posts, Natasha Johnson. Now, right now, I'm going to send this over to Natasha to start off today's podcast with the initial email she received from our student's mother. Natasha?
Yes, we received an email from a mother of one of our students, and this is what it said. Hello, I ordered your Minnesota Homeschool Deluxe box course May 1st, 2024. My children and I were T-boned by a semi going 70 miles an hour on May 16th, 2024. My son, who was to complete the course, struggled with his life and the healing of his severed ankle and broken femur, and was consequently not able to start the driver's ed course until now. However, I see it is expired. Is it possible to restart our course? Tansy. Then we sent an email back to Tansy that read, "We're sorry to hear about your son getting T-boned. They are very vicious. We hope your son is okay. We have extended his access through the end of November 2025. If he needs more help, please let us know. Also, would you mind if we used his story anonymously for a topic of one of our podcasts? If you have any other details you can share, we appreciate it. We are here to help." Her response to us was, "Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. And yes, you can use his story. My sister created a YouTube video on the accident. If you have any additional questions, let me know. Thanks, Tansy."
Thanks, Natasha. You know, the Drive Safe team, which of course is the three of us, watched Tansy's sister's video, and it's heart-wrenching, miracle-making video, and we want to share that experience with you. But right now, I'm going to turn it over to Mike to kind of explain a little bit about the crash, and then we'll look at a video. Mike?
Okay, so audience, listen to me carefully. You need to, when you see this video, I just want you, because I'm going to talk about it after the video, about where this car was T-boned right between the tires. Just want to bring that to your attention while you watch that, because I'm going to refer back to it and how vicious these T-bones are. So go ahead and play the video, Jane.
Okay.
We continue to follow breaking news for you at 4 as we are learning more details on an injury crash that Minnesota Highway Patrol says involved a semi and a passing vehicle. According to preliminary information, one person was in the semi and 6 people were in the SUV. Multiple people were taken to a hospital either by air or ground ambulance. Now, it is still unknown the extent of their injuries at this time. Stay with Valley News Live throughout the night as we continue to follow this story. This crash happens on 90th Avenue and Highway 9 near rural Glendon.
All right, Mr. Crash Investigator, give us your words of wisdom.
Wow. Okay, so listen, folks, man, this does not happen. You do not survive a crash, a T-bone crash between the tires at 70 miles an hour. So you want to see God's work, you need to watch this video. You need to pay attention to it. Also, this is why we, as society, we're never going to fix the problem of bad driving. It's never going to get fixed. But you can become a better defensive driver because of this. Unfortunately, the student didn't take our class yet. You know, our title is Drive Safe, Ride Safe. And you know what? Any 5 riders in that vehicle, Ride Safe, if they would have looked to the left and saw this gravel truck that was going to run this stop sign and yelled to whoever the driver is, "Stop, look out, watch out." That driver immediately hits the brakes. And what that does is when you hit the brakes on the potential T-bone, it changes where you're going to get hit. They got hit between the wheels. So we as drivers out there, we need to make a commitment to anybody that's making a mistake out there, somebody that's not paying attention. We need to make a commitment that we as a driver will never hit someone between the wheels. We teach this in our course. We always take the tire to the right, the tire to the right. So if that semi driver would have done that and took the back tire here, it would have spun that car out all the way across, okay? The benefit of that is it doesn't take your heart from 0 to 70 inside the chest wall, okay? It kind of just rotates it around. The chances, well, you have a good chance of surviving there. For these people to live through this, and just so everybody knows out there, I mean, they lived through a lot of pain. I mean, this is not a pretty story. And I mean, it's heart-wrenching for me to watch and see, and then the disaster after the crash, and then the work it takes to bring people back to life. But when you look at that left rear door, that young gentleman in that car was dead at the time. All right. And he was blue and he was brought back to life, man. You need to see the story. Like I say, for 6 people to survive this T-bone, I'm still amazed at it. For all my years in crash investigation, this one will go down as probably the only one. So God was involved, just so you know that. But just remember this, folks out there, T-bones are vicious. Every day we get in a car, somebody is going to run a stop sign, run a stop light, go through an intersection, and unintentionally is going to mess with your life. Get paranoid. Get paranoid. You cannot be T-boned when you see it happening. That is why every street we cross, doesn't matter if it's a green light, doesn't matter if it's a wide open street where there is no light, if you cross the path of a street where someone can hit you left or right, it will happen. And it just takes a little turn to the left, a little turn to the right. Find the open lane. I want you to start watching for that. You know what? If you're in a 2-lane or a 3-lane highway or a single lane, if cars are stopped on the street you're crossing, guess what? You're never going to get T-boned because all those cars are going to get hit from behind. All right. That's going to be the chain reaction. By the time it gets to you, you'll already be past it. All right. But it's the open lane that gets you. So like I say, it's too bad. It's unfortunate that they didn't get this course done before this accident happened. I'm hoping now they're going to really, the course is going to really pop out to the young gentleman taking it, because now he knows how vicious a T-bone can be and how grateful they have to be able to survive that. So, you know, I don't know what else I can say, but just remember, folks, tire to the right spins that car out. If it's coming from your left, you will take the tire to the right, which would be the front. And then that becomes a side swipe. All right. We just take that vicious hit between the wheels away. That's what does the killing in a T-bone accident. So hopefully I've directed some attention to, you know what, we need to pay attention. So,
You know, Mike, I want you to kind of explain the truck drivers coming down that road, because it was a dirt road, wasn't it? And there
Yes.
would be, and they had like rocks and a huge,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
20-ton.
The semi was loaded. It was a semi truck with a trailer. So the gross weight of that loaded cannot be more than 80,000 pounds, guys. That is 40 tons going 70 miles an hour. And they are on a dirt road. So that's like a jet engine in the desert taking off. You see the billows of dust behind that. So if somebody in that car would have, you know, ride safe, drive safe, you know, somebody in that car as a rider would have looked to the left, they would have saw the smoke just flying out of the back of this, you know, the trail. And then that truck driver obviously was racing another truck driver. By the way, I'm going to throw this out there, and if you're one of these drivers, don't get mad at me because it's the truth. Construction drivers are probably our worst commercial drivers. We're going to talk about that in an upcoming podcast, but they were racing. You know what? They have a commercial driver's license called a CDL, and they're going to take our life in their hands because of their moment of uncarelessness. You know, I mean, that's not a pretty thing, guys. And I think you all agree with me. But once again, without being at the scene, looking left, we would have saw that dust. And let's just get back to the basics. Left and right, left and right. Get paranoid. Someone's out to get you between the wheels. How's that? Oh, where are they? Oh, there they are. Just I hit my brakes. You know, so
Poor choices can
Yep.
ruin a lot of innocent victims because of
Yes.
you know,
Yes, and let's say the driver of the SUV, if she would have saw this, and I am not saying anything, but if she would have saw it instantly happening and just hit the brakes, we teach a lot about going to the right because the truck came through like this and got him boom between the wheels. And if she would have just went to the right, that truck would have got her in the front. And if she would have just slammed on her brakes as she saw it, truck might have even went by her, but at worst would have just gave her a glancing blow there. All right. And a lot of people say, well, why don't you accelerate through that? I never suggest us increasing our speed because that's usually not a good thing. But like I say, if we went back and did a video of this intersection, we could find everything we needed to find on the reconstruction to change the whole outcome of it. Thank God we have 6 people alive right now. That's
well,
so
it's miracles. And
it is a
again,
miracle.
we will put the link for Tansy's sister's video because it's phenomenal and it's a really miraculous and well done video, and it'll tell the story even more. And we wish
Humbling.
we wish the family
Yes.
you know, full recovery and to get past this. And we are grateful that they are all alive and allowed us to use it to help others. All right. Well, with that said, I guess we're going to say thank you for joining us. And of course, we appreciate you, and we have many videos that you can see if you go to our YouTube channel. So you can check out other episodes if you go to drivesaferidesafe.com/podcast, or you can go to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/drivesaferidesafe1. Of course, the sisters video is on YouTube as well, and we will be putting the link below. And this has been episode 33 of Throwing Your Parents Under the Bus podcast. I'm Jane Ubel, and we want to remind you to
Drive safe.
Ride safe.
.com.
Bye, everyone.